Hello, welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy, and I am going to be working on the cover today for this, is it Butterfly Floral or Floral Butterfly? I don't remember. It's one of the two. And I actually put my crafting glasses right here so I would remember to put them on before I got started. So here we go. I have this cover, and I was trying to decide between these two papers to go on the cover because the box that I am using is bigger than the cover, but I need it to be that way because of the inside. So I took this box, and it was shampoo and conditioner. I cut out this side, keeping just a little bit so I could fold that over because that strengthens that edge right there. And I cut off both ends, and I want to use the window. And so we'll get to that in just a little bit. But I did go ahead and cut this first piece in half and actually started to fold it and realized I should be recording this. So here we go. And this is going to be the outside of the journal cover. And I cut it at 6 inches. This is 6 inches from there to there. But the way that I'm going to do the spine, I will have a little leeway. And so I am going to go about 1/4 of an inch over so that I can overlap this onto the sides. So I'm going to get a ruler after I throw things in the floor apparently. And I'm going to line this up on my mat. There are other ways to do this. You do however it works best for you. And I am just going to go and line this up at just over 1/4 of an inch inside. And I have this bone folder, but you can also use your fingertips. And I'm just going to crease that right there. If you have, let's see, what's it called? A scoreboard. You could use that. I just didn't feel like dragging mine out. And I realize that not everybody has one. So sometimes seeing how people do this without some of the other tools is a little bit helpful. Let's make sure that I am still right side up. I did already glue that extra part down as well. Oh, this way. Gosh. And I am also going to score at about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch in from this end. Is that right? No, I wanted to do this a little bit different. I want to score 1/2 of an inch in from that end. Which way is up? There is some faux handwriting, and I'm trying to decide which way looks more like it's upright. Oh, and I've already folded that, so I guess I've already made my decision. So I need to come 1 inch, 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch, somewhere in there, in on this end. And I think I'm just going to make it 3/4. It's a little wobbly there on that side, but it's okay. I think it'll be okay because I think it's going to be covered up. Now I am going to measure one more time because I am actually going to use this paper to make a pocket as well. So I'm going to fold that over the top just so I can see where I need to score this side. And it looks like it is going to be right there. I'm not giving you a measurement because your box may be different, or whatever it is that you're using. I'm just showing you how I got that measurement so that you can do the same thing if this is how you want to do your cover. All right, now I'm going to take my scissors and I am just going to snip off a little bit. I'm going to go from this outside corner where that fold is to that corner where that fold is. Just taking some of that excess paper off. And for this, I am just using my glue stick. They apparently quit making the glue stick that I loved so much for so many years, and I don't know. Right now I'm just using what I've got. I'll have to find something else that I like as much as I did the other. All right, so that is glued down. Now, this is a little trick that I saw a long time ago. You've got this triangle right here where I cut off that excess. We're going to fold this one side over and make just a teeny tiny little triangle here, just like that, so that when we fold this over, it makes a nice, neat corner. Let's see. Yep. And I'm going to glue that part down. I think I did that right. Something's not feeling right about that. I'll figure out what it is in a minute. I don't know. Now I need to glue this whole part here, and I can glue that right now if I want to, or I can wait and glue it afterwards. I think that I'm just going to glue this part right now. Of course, I'm going to get glue over there too, where I didn't intend to. I do not want to glue that bottom fold right now though. So I am going to just get that glued down, and I've got that. Oh, yeah, that triangle that I had you fold that way, it actually needs to fold up and under. So I'm just going to tuck it under there. That wasn't a very good way to show you how to do that, so I will probably try to show you on another one. Okay, so now down here, if I'm going to make this a pocket that wraps around, I need to have that glued up, and then when it comes time, I will glue that up. So I am going to glue just right here. I'm not cutting any part off right here, because that will actually be folded up. I feel like I'm not explaining myself very well today. I don't know what is up with me. I do know my head is not quite where it's supposed to be, and I think I know why. I made this really good chicken pasta dish the other night. Did not use my gluten-free pasta when I thought I was using my gluten-free pasta. So there is that. Okay. That's where that is going to be right now. And now I need the other paper because I'm going to cover the inside. So I am going to take this paper and I'm going to cut it in half as well at 6 inches. And you may have a different measurement than 6 inches. Remember, you need to look at your own box. I need to cut that branding strip off though because it doesn't allow. My board only goes 12 inches and that branding strip adds just enough that I can't fit it in there. All right. So my cover needs it to be 6 inches. So I'm going to cut it at 6 inches, which is exactly in half. It gives me 2 pieces, which is what I need. And this is going to fit snugly right up there. Matter of fact, you may, or I may need to cut just a slight little bit off. I think I'm gonna have to go and cut like 1/8 of an inch off. Yes, there is that. And now I need to match this gap here and this gap that I have here down here at the bottom. So I'm going to go and I'm going to cut that off right there. And that's simple. Now I'm just going to glue this on. And the way I'm doing this, I'm just gluing that part on, or I'm just gluing on that part first, and then I'm going to come back here and just glue around the edges to make sure that my edges get glue on them without putting too much glue on that part. Don't ask me why I do it this way. I really don't know. All right, and so I'm going to match that up inside that corner. And there is that part done. Now I need to wipe up the glue that I got on the mat. It's a little trick. It's a jelly jar, and I just keep my wipes in there. That way I don't waste them. I can continue to use them. Now for my pocket, I am going to lay that out flat, and I am going to tuck this under. Fold this under at 1/4 of an inch. Just the same way that I did for the rest of the folds. Except for my papers wanting to stick to my mat because it's a little damp. Right. And I'm going to use my bone folder to fold that down. And then I am going to snip off that corner. And I'm going to fold this part down. But first I'm going to, there we go, that's what I'm supposed to do. Fold that in. Here, hopefully I can get this in. This line here and this line here, they cross at this point. At that point, I am going to go and match up my lines. That's what I did wrong up there. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a dab of glue on it. Matching up those lines. Just like that. And that gives my nice, neat little corner. Now I'm going to put glue just on that fold right there. And I am going to, I think that I am going to have to refold that because that's not very neat. So I'm just going to take my ruler and put it up in there, come straight down. It's a very wonky fold. I don't know what happened. You get to see mistakes and all today. I can't even say that it's how my brain works because right now I don't think my brain's working. All right, and I'm not going to glue this under here. I am going to glue this on top. And I am going to use my Fabrifix on it. I'm going to fold this up. And I'm going to get some of my clips here. And we'll let that dry. And there is the back cover. Could have been simpler, but I think that was pretty simple. Now for the front, I've got this opening that I want to make sure I keep. And so I am going to do this side first. And I think that it's still going to be 1/4 of an inch on the outside. Yes. So I'm going to use my ruler and my bone folder. And I am going to crease it at 1/4 of an inch. Not only do I have brain fog, but my joints are really, really hurting. I am not supposed to eat wheat. And so I'm just a hot mess today. You are welcome. Whoops. And nothing is going to work right. So here you go. This is your permission to take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. If you can tell me who said that, happens to be my favorite cartoon character of all time, then you get bonus points. All right, so the front is not going to have a pocket. So I just need to do the same thing as I did for this part on the back, on the sides, is I am going to come in 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to measure up from that point. And I'm going to cut in 1/2 inch on that one as well. And actually that I can just go ahead and take off. I don't know why I folded that. There we go. Get my scissors, take that snip off, and I'll show you the right way to do it. Need to do that on both ends, and I am just coming where this line comes out to the edge and this line comes out to the edge and matching them. All right, now get up here where maybe you can see it. You see that line goes there and that line is there. And this is the point where they meet. I'm going to take this line and bring it over to that line. And I'm going to do the same with that one. And I'm going to fold it. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. I'm going to match this line to this line. And there it is, just like that. And I'm going to take a little bit of glue. Not yet. I'm not yet going to take a little bit of glue. I almost did it too soon. All right. And you're probably thinking, but Tommy, you're covering up the hole that you wanted. Yep. I am right now for a moment. I am going to put glue right here on this part and on that little corner. I'm going to fold that corner in, add a little bit more glue on that paper. Whoops, pulled that right out of there, didn't I? And I'm going to fold that up. Just like that. Now I know that it's not going to move on me. And I'm going to go ahead and put glue on the cover. On the box, I guess. I'll put glue down here. Get that corner, fold it down, a little bit more glue on it right there. And then I'm going to fold this up. I'm going to put glue on this side here. All right, so now I need to open this up. So I am going to get, let's see, let's put things away. Gonna get my little razor blade here. And I'm gonna come in, let's see, what is that? About a 1/2 inch. And I am going to, let's see, where's my 1/2 inch? There's a 1/4, there's a 1/2. Just gonna do this, and I think I just cut on my mat that's not self-healing, so I need to get a cutting mat out. Because otherwise I'm gonna ruin my silicone mat, and I really don't want to do that. I've actually done that a couple of times. Silly me. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing here. There's a 1/2 inch. Whoa. It's a good thing that that's not gonna hurt anything. Means that I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. All right, and I have a curve here. But that's really not gonna matter because I can just join these two lines here. And get rid of this excess paper in the middle. And when you have a curve, let's see, I'm going to do this first. From the corner of the cutout to the corner of where I cut out, I'm going to connect. And I'm going to connect. I'm going to put my cap on before I stab myself. We're just going to go through and fold each of these 3 sides down. And then glue them. I'm just going to get my glue stick out and glue that hot mess. Won't matter, it's going to be covered up. Now for this part, I'm going to get some little scissors out. And just like if you can sew, then you know what making an easing a seam, a hem, whatever is like. And we're just going to take and we're going to make little snips. I think these are about a 1/4 inch apart from the edge right up to the edge of the cardboard, preferably without cutting your finger like I just tried to do. Just following that curve. And this is a gentle curve, almost not noticeable, but you can do this with more of a curvy curve as well. You just may need to make more snips. All right, and now I'm just going to put glue on here. Not all of them. And I'm just going to, one at a time, fold them down, following that curve. I'll go ahead and put glue on all of it now. It's not going to dry that fast. And there we go. And you can see the curve is still there. And now I need to cover the inside. Again, I'm going to have to cut about 1/8 of an inch off. How's that look? All right, that looks good. Now, I'm going to take a pencil . So this is where my window is going to be, but I'm not going to cut on this line. I am going to cut to the inside of the line because what I just did here, I'm going to do the same thing. Whoops, I need to cover my glue. And so I only need to come in about 1/4 of an inch on this one, I think. No. Yeah, 1/4 of an inch. Glue on my mat. I'm going to come in this way. I think maybe I wasn't holding my knife right on that one. There you go. And we'll do the same thing. I'm just going to use my scissors to cut this part this time. This is thicker paper than the other one. Heavier, I guess I should say. So I'm just going to use my fingers to fold, and then I'll come back in with my bone folder and crease it down. Now this one, when you're folding it down, since you do not have the cardboard of the box to help guide you, you're going to have to be a little bit more careful about folding. I'm going to glue these 3 down, and then I'll do this first. All right, so I'm going to go through and fold these down first. Before I put the glue on. All right, at this point, if you wanted to, you could put a piece of acetate between the 2 windows. I don't think that I'm going to. think that I am just going to do it like this because of what else I am going to do with the cover. And that's how I make a cover with a peekaboo, or a window. It's not a peekaboo, it's a window. But because of what I want to do with this cover, because I still have these pages attached that I don't want to take off. I don't think I want to take them off. Do I want to take them off? Yeah, I'm just going to take them off. Okay, here we go. I'm going to cut off that excess. Paper. I've changed my mind. I'm allowed to do that just like you're allowed to do that. And I think that if I glue this on like that, then I still have that on the inside. Yes. And I think that looks good. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this on. I'm gonna get my glue stick. Welcome to my world. This is me all the time. All the time, all the time. Very good. Very good. All right. And this is going to go over here, just like that, after I do my other thing. And then it'll open up just like that. And then I can put this on the front of my first signature. Yay! Yes, I like that. All right. So there we go. There is part one of making the, or part one, I don't know. That's how I make the, that's how I'm making the cover for this journal. How about that? So there's the start of making the cover. We are not very far into this journal remake yet. It's taking me a while because I just don't have time to get in there in here like I would like to. But it'll get done. I'll take you with me. Thank you for joining me today. And as always, be kind. Bye.